James Cameron keeps fueling the hype for his Avatar franchise, which is mapped out until 2035. Recently, the director not only dropped fresh details, but also revealed a glimpse of the footage from the next installment. Third film promises to be the darkest in the series yet. After the success of The Way of Water, Cameron is expanding the universe, planning to release 3 more parts of the saga. And if the audience keeps biting, he'll oversee spin-offs and additional series down the line. The name of the third movie has changed from The Seedbearer to Fire and Ash, and we've got the official logo to prove it. New title carries major weight in understanding the direction the story will take over the next 3 films. The first Avatar introduced us to the native Na'vi of Pandora, and the sequel explored the water-based Metkayina tribes. Now the third installment will bring us the Ash people, marking the first time the Na'vi are cast as antagonists. Cameron explained that he wanted to dive into the cultural diversity of Pandora, choosing the Fire tribe to showcase a different angle. Up until now, the movies have followed a pretty straightforward binary: bad humans and victim Na'vis. Previously, Pandora's inhabitants symbolized peace and tradition, while humans embodied the threat through industrialization and military aggression. Fire and Ash promises to shake up this simplistic narrative by introducing a new tribe that challenges the black and white notions of good and evil. The Ash people won't be a one-off for the third part. Its significance for the franchise's future is heavily underscored by Cameron himself. It's already known that Game of Thrones star Una Chaplin will play Varong, leader of the Ash people, and she's confirmed to appear in both the 4th and even the 5th movies. This means her storyline will span multiple parts, so she's not just a one-film villain as some had speculated. On top of that, one of the producers hinted at the existence of yet another Na'vi tribe, which hasn't been revealed yet, but may make an appearance by the end of the third film, setting up the stage for the next chapter. Though many plot details are still under wraps, one thing is clear: we're heading for a serious Na'vi-on-Na'vi conflict. Cameron has said that his films will get more complex and mature, with Avatar 3 set to be a major turning point, breaking the audience's usual expectations. According to him, sequels often dive deeper into war themes, growing darker and more epic. Initially, the second and third films were supposed to tell one continuous story, but there was so much material that they had to split it up, giving the evil Na'vi their own dedicated movie. In a recent interview, Cameron also teased the deeper thematic elements of the next Avatar. Fire symbolizes hatred, violence, trauma, and even the abuse of power. Ash represents the aftermath of all that negative energy, post-war sadness and tragedy. The third installment will explore the characters and their relationships on a more emotional and profound level. Cameron hinted at a surprising plot twist, echoing earlier comments from Sigourney Weaver. She teased an unbelievable outcome in the story, though she was referring to the 4th part. But considering that the 3rd and 4th films were shot simultaneously, it's possible some material bled from one movie to the other. Classic Cameron move. Also, Avatar 3 was filmed alongside the 2nd, and parts of the 4th film were already shot during work on the 3rd. We can be pretty sure that the teased plot twist will hit somewhere between the 3rd and 5th. The first 2 Avatars didn't exactly blow anyone away with unpredictability, and a lot of the cliches left fans with mixed feelings. But Fire and Ash is shaping up to be the darkest chapter in the franchise yet. Fear and war, both themes Cameron has mentioned repeatedly, are going to take center stage. It's not just a human versus Na'vi anymore. This war spills into Na'vi culture itself, sparking a new crisis for Jake and Neytiri. If this hatred turns into a full-blown war between the tribes, the burning question is, where will the main characters' loyalties lie, and could it tear their family apart? The Way of Water already laid the groundwork for this fracture. Their eldest son Nediam died, and the Sully family hasn't fully processed that loss yet. On top of that, Neytiri finds out that Spider secretly saved his father, Quaritch, whose attack caused the tragedy. This only fuels her desire to wipe out the human invaders, which will definitely escalate tensions, making Neytiri's storyline crucial for what's to come. Quaritch teaming up with the evil Na'vis from Fire Tribe could make for an interesting twist, further complicating the already volatile situation. James Cameron describes Ash as a symbol of grief, and the characters coming to terms with the destruction they've caused. With that in mind and the teased plot twist, it's likely we're in for another devastating loss in the 3rd movie, maybe even Jake's death. Such a move would be a bold step for the franchise, especially since The Way of Water already introduced his children who could carry on his legacy. This would open up new opportunities for the story and pass the torch to the next generation. It's crucial for keeping the Avatar franchise fresh and relevant over the span of several more films. If Cameron decides to spare Jake, Neytiri becomes the next obvious candidate. Her death could mark the end of an era and push Jake into an even more uncompromising role. Killing off any more of their kids seems redundant since we've already witnessed that heartbreak. So if we're being promised a real plot twist, it seems inevitable that one of the main characters won't make it out alive. Meanwhile, Avatar 3 is slated for release in December 2025. 2025, which means the first trailer likely won't drop until next summer. The 4th and 5th are scheduled for 2029 and 2031. As for a 6th and 7th, it's way too early to tell. By the time they roll around, an entire generation might have come and gone. For now, drop your thoughts in the comments. What are your expectations for Avatar: Fire and Ash? Will the upcoming chapter really surprise us, not just with its stunning visuals, but with a gripping story too? Subscribe.